Hi there, my name is Frances, and I am the creator of Elevate My Joy. And I am coming at you with my first official vlog to start documenting my transition out of my nursing career. And I think this is important to share because I am currently in the thick of trying to figure out what to do with my life. And the mentors and people, role models, people I look up to, they have all already kind of completed the transition, whether they went from nursing to something totally different, whether they went from like one type of nursing job to something drastically different in nursing, or just a totally different career and they transitioned into something totally different that they didn't go to school for, that they don't have a degree in, and now they're doing something totally different. So I look up to all those role models, but the one question I'm always asking those people I've connected with is, how did you do it? How did you transition? Like what did you actually do to transition from this job to that job? Two things that are very different from each other, because I feel like that's what I want to do. And it's one thing to ask somebody in retrospect how they did it, but it's another thing to have that support of someone going through it too. So it's nerve-wracking to share with you my experiences because every day I feel like is different. I get different ideas to do different things, but I think it's valuable to just kind of be my authentic self and share all of that, because I wish that I had someone to follow who was going through the changes that I am, so I could be like, oh, they're doing that in their day-to-day life. I could do that and start my own transition. So that is my why behind starting to document and film my journey in this way. And low key, you'll start to learn this about me. I wanted to just share, I have my favorite new crystal sitting right next to me. I got it last weekend in San Diego when I went to the Pays to Be Brave conference. This is lapis lazuli, and its intention is for authenticity, self-awareness, and honesty. So I am keeping that close by because that is what I want to manifest on this video, so I can try to help you if you are also wanting to transition out of a career, whether it's nursing, or maybe anything else. It's probably very applicable to any type of career. So I'm going to just start talking a little bit about my nursing background, why I chose nursing, why I think nursing is no longer for me, and the number one thing that I did that changed my life and put me on this amazing trajectory that I'm on now. And it's the best thing. So I'm going to give you that one thing that I did that has changed everything for me. And the last thing, I'm just going to talk about things that you could consider if you are thinking of making a big career change and if you think it's time to leave a career you've been in for a while. So that is what we're going to do today. So first, my nursing background. I have been a nurse for 8 years, and I went to a 4-year school for nursing. I graduated with my bachelor's of science in nursing, and then I went straight to the bedside right after school, and I have been there ever since. So for 12 plus years, my life has been surrounded by nursing, learning to become a nurse, being a nurse. It's just been all focused on nursing. And what a crazy place to be at. Now I just turned 30 and I'm like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So that's where I'm at. But just a quick, brief overview of where I've been in my nursing career. It's all been the hospital. So I will say I have no outpatient nursing experience, but in all honesty, like at this point, I don't really have a huge desire to learn that type of nursing. I'm just ready for like a huge change. So graduated nursing school, Went into a critical care nurse internship program because I thought that was cool. Got into a cardiothoracic step down unit, was there for like a year and a half, left that hospital, went to another hospital, bumped up to the cardiothoracic ICU. It was like starting all over again. And then I was there for about like 3.5, 4 years. I honestly was there. I stayed there as long as I did because all of my best friends worked there. And that kind of coasted me through a good part of my 20s. So I was pretty content, even though deep down I didn't like that job either. So I finally made the leap to do something drastically different. I loved maternity in nursing school, so I thought labor and delivery would be cool. I lasted 8 months and then had to quit. That was probably the lowest moment of my nursing career because I quit without having a job to go into. So maybe not the smartest idea, but it was probably the best thing that I ever did. So I was unemployed for 5 months and then I traveled. I didn't miss nursing at all. And then I just put my like big girl pants on and was like, I should probably get a job again because I need money. And I didn't know what else to do besides I don't have any other I went to nursing school. All I know how to do is be a nurse. So I got another nursing job in a hospital. And it's at the job that I'm currently at now, and that's inpatient oncology and hospice. And now I've been there for about like 2.5 years. So I was like full time as a nurse for like 7.5 years. About a year ago, I transitioned to part time because I knew I wasn't happy, didn't know what else to do, but I thought one less day at the hospital would make me so much happier, and it seriously did. It allowed me to stay in nursing for a bit longer, so that helped. And then just recently, I finally went per diem, and I just needed to not work weekends and holidays anymore because it was literally making me miserable. But like I said, I also didn't want to go outpatient because I really don't have a passion for outpatient nursing. So per diem is what I chose, and that's where I'm at right now. So why I chose nursing. Quick story is honestly, it was a last minute decision in high school. Prior to choosing nursing major, I was debating between architecture and zoology. Super random, but I love trading spaces on TLC, so I thought I'd want to be an architect or an interior designer and do something with like houses and stuff. So, though I didn't take any art classes in high school, so I don't know what I was thinking. And then also zoology because I love animals. And then I had a teacher in my senior year my health teacher was a nurse. She seemed to love her job. And I was like, oh, I never thought of that before. And that's like a fairly like noble career. That must be fulfilling. So I kind of chose nursing on a whim. And that is how I chose it. Probably not the smartest way of going about making a huge life decision and choosing what I wanted to do for the rest of my life based on a whim and a quick decision, but such is life. So I actually loved nursing school and I did really good. I studied really hard. I was one of those weird nerds who I don't know, I liked school. It was wonderful validation for the hard work that I was putting in. And I thought that meant I was going to be a great nurse and I was going to love it. I am a good nurse, but I don't love it. So I had a rude awakening when I graduated and realized that it was nothing like school. Real life nursing is nothing like what you would expect going through nursing school. So I was hugely disappointed, but I just put myself on autopilot and just kind of coasted through. I hit some bumps where I was like, I don't like this, I'm going to pivot and try this, but never really stopping to reflect, like, how am I feeling? What's going on? why don't I like nursing? Why am I not finding anything that's fitting and where I feel like this is a good fit for me? So just nothing was clicking, and I didn't really stop long enough to think about it. I just hung out with my friends, went out on the weekends, traveled, drank, like did all the fun stuff that you do in your 20s. And now I am 30 and looking back on my 20s and being like, "Oh my God, how did I do this? How have I been a nurse for so long?" Um like I never stopped to really think like, is this the work that I want to be doing? Granted, that's not a very like 20 something year old thing to do, but looking back, you know, I don't regret anything, but it's one of those like, oh, that would have been nice to stop and think if I really liked it instead of carrying on for 8 years just on autopilot, not really thinking twice about anything. So that has brought me to, coasting through my nursing career on autopilot, still at the hospital. And I knew I wasn't happy, knew I didn't like it. And 1 year ago, just about 1 year ago, I made a huge decision and investment in myself and my own personal development and well-being. And I hired a mentor. And this girl, I found her on Instagram. She literally spoke to my soul because she was a nurse as well. And she was literally talking to me, and I was like, I am your perfect mentee. Like I debated about it, but I was like, take my money, please mentor me because I am miserable and don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't want to do this anymore, but I don't know what else to do because all I know is nursing. Help me. And she did. Oh my God, she has changed my life, and I am as happy as I am today because of her. But also I will give myself credit. I made a big investment in something that I was very uncertain about, but it just felt right, and I felt like I would regret not doing that. And that was the best choice I ever did, was hire a mentor. And that was just about a year ago. It was back in January. So that changed my life, and I am forever grateful for her. So if you if you're thinking of, if any of this resonates with you and you're thinking, I'm not sure that I like my job anymore, maybe I should try somewhere different, this isn't feeling right, or maybe you're thinking, this doesn't feel good at all, but I went to school for 4 years, what else do I do? If I don't like nursing, what do I do? Like, what else can I do? What else am I qualified to do? And maybe you're just feeling stuck and you're not liking your job and you're just like, I don't know what to do to fix it. And there's 1,000,001 factors that play into your happiness in the workplace. And just consider a few of these things that are impacting your own happiness in your job. And I wish I had looked at these things a lot earlier on so I could have started to put the pieces together sooner about why I was unhappy and what I needed to do next. So some things to think about in your own job, if you are unhappy, if you're not sure what to do next, if you're ready to quit, maybe you're just thinking about like, life could be better. What else could I do? Think of these things. Think of the facility you're at. Maybe it's just not a healthy, supportive environment for you. Maybe the people you're working with, whether it's the patient population or the staff that you're working with, your coworkers, maybe that's impacting your happiness. The specialty you're in, are you passionate about it? Is it something that you enjoy learning about? That could be something that's worth considering switching out of. And it could be the shift work, whether you're working night shift, evening shift, you don't like working weekends and holidays. That schedule impacts your life and your well-being, and that is incredibly important to consider because your life, you're literally living and dying by your schedule. You're waiting for it to come out. You're counting out your weekends. You're like, what am I going to be able to do? Do I have to switch this weekend? Can I go on vacation? Asking permission for all those things. It's something to consider in thinking about your happiness in your job. And do you like the work that you do is something else to consider. The tasks of your job. You know, there's probably parts of your job, of any job, that you really like and really don't like. And, you know, could you do some of those same things that you love in a different place and maybe be happier and less stressed? Something to consider. So, to recap, I want to document my journey as I transition out of my nursing career. So I talked to you a little bit about my background, why I chose nursing. I'm going to go a little bit into next week talking about why I don't think nursing is right for me anymore. And I'll go a little bit more in depth to my per diem journey and what life looks like as a per diem nurse. This already went on longer than I wanted it to. So if you're still listening, thank you. Please comment if you have any questions, if any of this resonates with you. Give me a little hands up emoji. And if you enjoy this and found it helpful, because I honestly wish that I had someone to watch to see how they're transitioning out of their career, because that's so much what I want to do. But knowing exactly what to do, like what are the steps? What are you doing every day? I think I would really love seeing how someone else is doing it. So because I haven't found that person, I'll just document what I'm doing and hopefully it'll be helpful. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you for listening again. My name is Frances, and I am the creator of Elevate My Joy. I am going to be posting weekly videos, so I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.